Shripad Rajam Sharanam Prapadhye. After learning about Dasha Mahavidya, we now come to chapter 32, which gives us a description of the Navnath. Navnath are 9 Siddha yogis or enlightened souls. They are considered to be parts or components of Lord Dattatreya himself. Shankar Bhatt requested Lord Shripad to give a detailed description about them. Lord Shripad was extremely overjoyed and said, Machendra or Matsyendra, Goraksha, Jalandhar, Gahani, Adbhang, Saurang, Bhartari, Charpat and Nagnath. These are the Navnath. Those who worship these Navnath Gurus get Lord Dattatreya's grace. Before the beginning of Kali Yuga, Lord Shri Krishna had a discussion with all his devotees like Uddhava and the Yadav clan. He prayed to the Narayan, today known as Navnath. Rishabh Chakravarti had 100 sons, out of which 9 sons had a part of Narayan in them. So they are called Narayan. These 9 sons are highly evolved yogis and are in Avadhut form or mystic who is above ego consciousness. Lord Shripad had instructed them to incarnate on earth to establish peace and righteousness here. These 9 forms of Narayan and their Navnath names are as given below. The first Navnarayan is Kavi, whose Navnath name is Machendranath or Matsyendranath. Second is Hari, who is called Gorakshanath. Third, Antariksha, who is Jalandharanath. Fourth is Prabuddha, who is Kanivnath. Fifth is Pipalayan, who is Charpatnath. Sixth is Avirhotra, who is Nagnath. Seventh is Drumil, who is Bhartarinath. Eighth is Chamas, who is Revered. And ninth is Karabhanjan, who is Gahininath. The birth of these Navnath is very surprising. First is Machendranath or Matsyendranath. The Apsara Urvashi was so beautiful that Uparichar, a young man overcome by infatuation, fell in the river Yamuna. A huge fish is said to have swallowed him. From this fish was born Machendranath. In Sanskrit, Matsya means fish, so the name Machendra or Matsyendra is given. Next, Jalandharnath. The god of love Kamadev Manmatha was burnt to ashes in anger by the fire emitted from Lord Shiva's forehead. But Manmatha's soul was in existence in a subtle form in the ash. Brihadartha later performed a yajna, and Jalandharnath is said to have emerged out from that yajna. Third, the birth of Revannath. Reva, which is today's Narmada river, is said to have given birth to Revannath from the remains of Brahmavirya or the sexual energy or sperm of a Brahmin. The birth of Vatasiddha Nagnath. It is believed that once a little of the Brahmavirya, that is the sexual energy or sperm of a Brahmin, fell on the head of a female serpent. She ate it, assuming it to be of edible nature. Due to this act, she conceived. Just at that period of time, King Janmejaya was arranging a yajna to destroy all snakes. This was called Sarpayag. To escape from this serpent, King Takshak hid his daughter Padmini in a hole near a banyan tree. As it was a divine strategy for the birth of Avirhotra, she placed her egg in the hole and went away. After some time, Vatasiddha Nagnath was born. Next, the birth of Gorakshanath. Machendranath gave a barren woman some sacred ash so that she could conceive. But she had no faith and she threw the ash away as waste at the place where cow dung had been kept. The ash, however, had so much power that Gorakshanath was born. Go in Sanskrit means cow and Raksha means protection, so Gorakshanath. Next, the birth of Charpatnath. When Parvati was getting married, Brahmadev, who was performing his duties as a chief priest, was so overtaken by her beauty that he spilled his sexual energy or sperm. Out of shame, he wiped it on his thigh. But some of it fell down and was considered as waste and thrown in the river Bhagirathi. This was then taken in by the soul of Pipalayan and Charpatnath was born. Next, Bhartarinath. A vessel was kept outside a Parnakuti, that is a hut prepared with dry stick, wood and soil, by the sage Kaushik, and it had the sun's rays falling on it. Thus, Bhartarinath was born. Bhartari means a vessel kept for offering to a deity for accepting donation, fruits, etc. Bhartarinath was said to be born from the vessel, so the name. Next is the birth of Kanifnath. In the wild, dense jungles of the mighty Himalayas, a massive elephant was asleep. Brahmadev was so attracted to Saraswati's beauty that his sperm fluid fell down. This fluid entered the elephant's ear. As a result, Prabuddha was born through the elephant's ear, and so the name Kanifnath. In Sanskrit, Kan means ear. Next is the birth of Gahininath. Goraksha was chanting the Sanjeevani mantra, that is, chanting for giving eternity of life. He made a human form in the mud. The result was the birth of Karbhajan, and so was known as Gahininath. According to Shri Krishna's command, whenever there was unrighteousness on earth, the Narayan must incarnate as Navnath to re-establish peace and righteousness. The gods and goddesses carry out their duties as per the divine strategy. They carry out their duties with slight modifications, but adhering to the principles set by the divine strategy. These divine paths thus cannot deviate from the basic principles. They do not have any negative human qualities like anger, greed, wickedness, jealousy, or ego. Their sole objective is the progress of all living things. They are no different from the complete form, though they are a part of the complete form. Thus, Lord Shripad explained the secret of the complete and partial forms of divinity. In Sanskrit, the complete form is called Purnavatar and the partial form is called Ardhavatar. Chapter 32 ends here. The benefits of this chapter will be the grace of Sadguru and his benevolence. May Lord Shripad bless us all. Shripad Rajam Sharanam Prapadde.